Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the Bristol Prepper channel. So today guys, we are doing a how-to video. I'm going to teach you guys how to sharpen your machete. So today we're using the Tramontina machete. I'm using the polymer handle one. I did do a review for this guys with first impressions of this, so go check that out if you haven't seen that already. Yeah, so I'm going to put a nice edge on this before obviously I take it out into the woods. So yeah, we're going to put a nice edge on this. Let's have a go. So some of the stuff I use just a homemade strop I made. We'll use that after later on in a few minutes. But yeah, so the strop. Then for sharpening, all I use is the Lansky sharpening puck. I'm not sure if it's called an axe and machete sharpener, but yeah, the Lansky puck. This is a really good sharpener. Really highly recommend it for the money. It's really cheap, really budget friendly, but gets the job done really well. And the other thing, this is obviously it's got no guard or nothing like that, so you've really got to watch your fingers to make sure you don't cut yourself. It has a coarse side and then a more fine side, so obviously you can start on the coarse and then proceed to the fine and then eventually to the strop once we're finished. But yeah, so let's crack on with this. This is a, you can put oil on this. You can do it dry, some people do it dry, but I recommend you do use some sort of lubrication. The dog's decided to have a nibble on the straw. Yeah, so yeah, I do recommend you use some sort of lubrication. Best thing to use is a light oil. I use mineral oil, but you don't have to use that, you can use whatever. Best thing to do is put a little bit on, and the stone will absorb it. Put a little bit on, and rub it in, and the stone will soak it up, like that. And all the lubrication does is when you're sharpening, it gets rid and moves all the steel particles out of the way, you know, it pushes them up to the side and out of the way of the sharpening process. So you really need that lubrication. You don't have to though, like I said, you can do it dry, but it's recommended you use some lubrication. Make sure you get those edges as well when you're lubricating. Right, so now he's nice and lubricated. Yeah, you might need to lubricate it again once you start sharpening, but yeah, how I tend to do mine is you can either hold it flat on a table or something like that. If you held it flat, then you could go at it like this, or you can hold it in your hand. I like to hold it like this and then start by holding it, placing your puck or whatever stone you're using on the side of the bevel, and then just rocking it until you find the edge, you know. And if you're holding it like this, you can look down the blade and then see where the darkness stops, you know, where the black stops, where the shadow stops, and your puck is fully connected to the grind. And then what you do is transfer it all the way along. I like to close one eye just because I think my other eye is a bit dodgy, so I like to close one eye and then follow it all the way up the blade. Now what I do is you can use maybe 5 on one side, 5 on another if you're first starting, you've never sharpened before, just to get used to how obviously having the transfer of burr. And what burr is when you're sharpening, you get, so it's just say the edge is like this. So the edge looks like this, my fingers, so it's nice and pointed. And when you're sharpening, just say we're sharpening, the burr will come up like this, so it'll stick above the edge, and it'll just be, you know, like offcuts or whatever metal that's just raised above a little bit, and it will be going to the side or whatever. So then what you do is sharpen the other side, which kind of cancels out the burr, you know. Also, but if you sharpen it too much, then you're getting more burr on this side. So eventually you want to end up with a nice point and get rid of all the burr you can, and that's partly what the strop does as well, it gets rid of the burr. So once you're sharpening on one side, like I say, you've done a few passes, you'll be able to feel the burr on the other side. And I can feel this partly already, but that might be just down to because the blade wasn't sharp when it came. But yeah, so sharpening with a stone is no quick process, so don't expect it to be done in 5 minutes flat. And then once you've got going on it, you've felt the bevel, you can kind of hold that edge, hold your hand and your wrist in a lock motion, and then go to town on it. And once you guys are a little bit more experienced, for you newcomers, you eventually get used to sharpening and feeling it, yeah, just doing it all by feel. So we'll transfer to the other side. You can change hands. I don't like. I can use my left hand, but I do prefer using my right. You can feel it. So if I'm going like that, there's no resistance. But when I rock it enough, there's a good amount of resistance. And you health and safety freaks are going to be having kittens now when you're watching me doing this. But I think sharpening is one of those things where it's all down to you and how you feel about it and how you feel comfortable, you know. So you can do it like that, or like I said, you can change to your left hand and then do it in your left hand. I'm not a massive fan of my left hand. There we go. So then you're just transferring that burr from this edge to that edge. Get in there. And then you run your fingers up, just pulling it like this enables me to feel the sharpness of it. So down here is pretty good, up here is quite good, and up here is where it starts to dull off a bit, but we can work on that, that's not an issue at all. So then, okay, so once you've done each side, before going to the stone, just say you have a special bit that's not as sharp, so just say we want to work on this top edge, we bring the machete, tuck it under your arm, so it's stuck in here. Then we can come up to the bit you want to work on, and then work on it up here. So if this was the really blunt edge that you wanted to work on, now it's nice and safe in my hand, it's not going nowhere. The only thing I'll go steady of is because of the puck, it's got my guard, like I said. Make sure they're not drop out of your hands or slip and cut yourself. Make sure that edge is nice and lubricated on that stone. I can normally feel it when the stone's not working as well as it was. Keeping a stone lubricated, that's how you optimise the stone's cutting ability on the steel. So there we go, so that's how to work on an individual piece. So when we work on this middle piece, we bring it in a little bit closer, and then it enables you to work on a bit. You can go all one stroke like that, or you can go backwards and forwards on an individual piece. So we want to work on this bit, we go do backwards and forwards, that does work. I don't tend to use that technique, just because I think I get more precision with the long strokes. Now we'll transfer the other side. So doing it this way, I don't get to look at the edge, but because I can feel it, I can work with it. This might be a little technique that you might want to do once you sharpen a few blades and you're getting used to it, and you can feel it. Because if your hand is only a little bit off centre and off a couple of degrees, then obviously your bevel is not going to be straight, you know. It's going to be a 1 degree this side and maybe a different degree this side. It's not going to cut perfect. So it's all about keeping your hand in that locked position, keeping your arm and your wrist locked. So like I said, we can cut like that, or we can change hands, and I can cut it like I did on the other side. Yeah guys, so now we've worked on the coarse side, now we can go to the fine. I'm not quite ready yet, I could do a little bit more on the coarse, but if I stayed here for ages and showed you the entire process, you'd be here all night. So just add a little bit of lubrication to the fine side, rub that in. Then we'll move to the fine side. And thing for you newcomers, stones are always better than any sort of carbide sharpener you'll buy. You can buy all these carbide sharpeners, you know, I think they do Any Sharp does them, there's Axe and Steel Sharpening comes in and do them, but they're carbide sharpeners, they tear up the blade, they tear the metal, instead of, you know, grinding it and honing it down to a fine point, they just tear the metal off, and you lose so much of your actual blade whilst you're sharpening. Feel that now. That's getting there, to be fair. It's not too bad. Like I said, up here could do some work on the coarse side, but that's what it's all about, you know, feeling the edge and getting used to it, and you can know where you can get back on and work on and stuff like that. But no, I don't feel too bad. Like I said, we could work on that a bit. And another good thing to do is look down the blade and catch it in the light, and then when you see little light spots right on the tip of the grind, that's normally flat spots on the blade, and that's a really good indication when you've got a sharpener to go back over and sort out. I can see a couple down here, a few up here. Like I said, just catch it in the light, and any top bits that are shimmering back at you, you can see in the light, they're flat spots. It's a really good way of seeing what you will do. And then obviously you can do it with the paper test and all that good stuff and see how actually sharp that is. But yes, hopefully guys I've helped you with that, with the stone. So then once you're finished with the stone and you think that's sharp enough, normally at this stage you should be able to cut paper, you know, but it shouldn't. Once you come past the fine stage, on the fine stone, I don't. It can cut, it can shave your arm, but you've got to put some force on it, you know, and you've got to really put some effort in to shave the hair, you know. And until you've done it on the strop, that's when it'll get serious, stay sharp after the strop. So how to strop a machete on here, you can either do the way you do it with a knife. If you've got the arm length, I can do it. You can strop like this, so holding the blade and then going up, but that can be a bit tricky, you know, obviously being the length of the blade and stuff. So one way to do it, you can hold on to the side of it and hold the strop. This will be easier with a smaller strop, but you can do it with this. And then we're stropping the blade like that and working your way down the blade, dragging the strop across the blade. Some people don't strop axes and machetes. I like to, just because I think that if it's a really sharp edge, it seems to last longer, you know. That edge will last longer and just perform better all round once it's got an amazingly wicked edge like the strop will give you. So just like that, and obviously work your way down the blade. And then how I stop, you know, because you can obviously think, well, when do you stop, you know, when you stop sharpening. And the best way I think to stop sharpening is when this can shave your hair, no problem, when you can run it down your arm and it pop off all the hairs. This is not ready for that yet. I've still got to go back on the stone and have another go with it, but just giving you guys a quick little look at how I sharpen and how I get it done. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you took something from it. One quick thing I forgot to mention. When you sharpen with the stone, I do the dragging method, you know, like this. Another way you can do it is holding it and then small circles, like this. That's just another way you can do it. That's another method. I don't really like that method, to be fair. I've just never really got on with it that well. I've always just got on with the big long strokes method. But obviously, you know, guys, it's always what works for you and what's best for you. You just try everything out. That's the best thing to do. Try all the methods out. See what works for you. See what you get the best edge with, you know, and then see what you get on with the best. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said, hopefully you've taken something from it. I hope you enjoyed joining me on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Hopefully you enjoyed your weekend. I definitely enjoyed mine. It was great. And hopefully you guys are enjoying your Valentine's Day, or Valentine's night now. I hope you guys are treating your partners and enjoying yourselves. Otherwise, guys, that's all I've got time for today. So please like, comment, start that again. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to this video, guys. I massively appreciate it, and I love hearing all your comments and that. So smash it all down beneath. if you've got a spare 5 minutes and you want to spare them with me, please go in the description and check out my link for Facebook, and on there you can see all the pictures of everything from all my knives, all my new stuff, all the stuff's coming out. Also you can see new pictures of Bear on there whenever I put them on there, so go check that out. But like I said, that's all we've got time for today, guys. So as always, stay prepared, and I'll see you guys another day, another way.